Hey guys, we're here learning the Star Spangled Banner. This is in your book. It's on page 32. When you take a look at this, the first thing you're going to notice is that it's really long. And that can be disheartening for some students. It's like, I'm never gonna be able to play all of this. So instead of wasting your time whining, what you should do is see how you can break it down. Usually when we talk about breaking down an entire song into something smaller, we look for the musical phrase. And if we're looking in Star Spangled Banner, there are 4 phrases. And you can decide which of these you should work on first. So if it were me, I would do the last phrase first, just because I think it's easier. First of all, before we start anything, hopefully you are already finished doing your transcription of the Star Spangled Banner from standard notation like it is in your book to tablature. The ability to go back and forth between these two notational languages is really important. It's not enough to just know where you're playing. You need to know what that note name is, that pitch name. And so make sure you have that. Some of you will find that once you have made yourself look at the notes in standard notation and then transcribe them into tablature, monkey see, monkey do, this is exactly where you put your finger, that you're going to find that it's much easier to deal with. Okay, so I don't care if for the purposes of this unit, you would prefer to look at your tablature or not, but I will be speaking in terms of the standard notation as it is written in your book. You'll notice that we are in 3/4 time. That means there are 3 beats in every measure, and that the quarter note is the unit of the beat. There are 4 basic musical phrases in this piece. You're going to notice that we have quarter notes, we have 1/8 note pairs, we have and we have half notes. We also have a musical symbol. It's called a fermata. It looks like a dot with a really great eyebrow drawn over it, and it is above the notes as they are on the staff. You'll see the fermata in this piece right at the very bottom, the very last line. So those are all the things you're going to have to take into consideration. Now, I'm going to tell you, and I'm not quite sure how, because I can't remember if I have this mirrored or not. Nope, I have it exactly how it looks for you so that you have, even more fun doing this. So I'm going to sort of show you on the music where this is. Do I know this is backwards? Yes. Do I think you're bright enough to figure it out? I guess that remains to be seen. But if you take a look, the whole first line and the second line till the 3rd beat of the next to the last measure on that line, that's the first musical phrase. Okay, the second musical phrase starts the end of the second line, and it goes all the way through the 3rd line to the the first measure and first beat of the 4th line. That's the second musical phrase. It sounds a lot like the first one. In fact, if we were going to categorize this, the first would be A. This would also be an A phrase. We have the next phrase, which is a B phrase. The ba ba da ba 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 starts the last beat of the second measure in the 4th line, is the entire 4th line, all of the 5th line, and the first 2 beats on the 6th line. And then the final musical phrase goes from the last beat in that first measure on the 6th line all the way through the 6th line and right to where we have the double bar, the fine. All right, make sure that you realize if you break this down and do this a phrase at a time, it can be easier. If it were me, I think the easiest phrase to play is the 4th one, and then maybe the 3rd one. And then for some reason, the first 2 are a little bit weird and wonky. That might be different for you. You don't feel like you have to start at the beginning if when you're doing that, it's not helping. Now, for sure, we've got this to the point where we're already a pretty long video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make another video that breaks this down by phrase so that you can learn how to play it. You'll notice that the chord symbols are above the standard notation, which is where we would expect it to be. And you'll notice that there are only a couple of these chords that you do not know how to play. One is F major, but sometimes knowing where the chords are at on the fretboard will help you when you go to play the individual notes, especially at the beginning. To find that C major chord, you have your fingers in the C major chord position so that you can then play the first measure or two of the music. All right, so take a look at what the chords are. I'm not asking you to play the harmony, but sometimes when you have your fingers set up to play the harmony, it can make playing the notes on the fretboard just that much easier. All right, okay, I will see you in the next video. Good luck.